show. But on the show today, we shall shed more light at Tobi Amusan doping violation and what next as we track down some transfer gist in the club of football. These and many more we shall dissect on the show this evening. Don't change the dial, we'll be back in our jiffy. Here on Atlantic Television Network. Joining me this evening to bring you some of the analysis is Rex Pele. Rex, lovely evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Temple. Thank you for having me on the show today.
All right, quickly, let's dive straight to athletics. And like I did mention earlier, we'll focus on Tobi Amusan. She violated, she missed out from 3 tests of the Athletics Integrity Unit. But just today, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria has thrown their weight behind Nigerian Tobi Amusan after the Athletics Integrity Unit allegation against her. What is the allegation? That she missed 3 of the tests, unannounced tests, or what you call integrity tests. And what does this portend for someone who just won world record, at the period like this last year, and 1 year after, she missed 3 tests in 12 months? I mean, what does that what does that portend from your own point of view?
Well, from my own point of view, I want to dive deep into the systematic law that states that it is just purely a case of presumption of innocence, and it's just a legal principle that states that every person whosoever that is not tried or is as well innocent of a particular case or a particular crime, so it lies in the burden of proof, of the prosecution to bring to compelling evidence to the trial of fact that the person really committed this particular crime. So I think in this case, she has not been proven guilty. So and the federation is showing their weight behind that. So I think they should just calm down and watch how the case is going to unveil at this point.
I mean, a lot of persons are bothered in the sense that we all saw what happened to Blessing Okabare, one of the renowned track queen. Unfortunately, she was not able to because she was suspended for 11 years because of her failure to cooperate with the Athletics Integrity Unit. Now, the blacks are known for doping. That is not to say that the whites do not dope, but how can you tell or how can you convince someone that you missed 3 tests? I mean, as a professional, she is in the high-ranking level of doping list. That so that she will be tested regularly. We have 7 Nigerians, including her. How do you explain to someone that you missed out from 3 anti-doping doping tests? And how do you explain that? You know the rules. The rules are there. The rules are explicit. Or could it be that she was not properly informed? What level of information? Because the integrity test is not about informing you. All you need to do is to allay them or send them the information of where you are at the particular time, your location, and then where you are, so that they can track you. So where is her fault? Or could it be that there's something that she's not telling us?
Just as you said the integrity test is not based on information, so nobody informs you. So at a point, we are all human beings, and every human being is known for movement. You know, it's one of the characteristics of a human beings. You know, you move from place to place. But not to talk of a celebrity that is as big as Tobi Amusan. So I think, for instance, I might be in Choba, and I'll tell you my location is in Choba, but you're coming to test me, and I've already told you I'm in Choba, but I just got a call and I moved to somewhere like Obibo, and peradventure I stayed there, or probably I even slept over, and I didn't inform you. So you coming to test me at that point, and assuming that I'm at Choba at that point, what do you expect? You have every impression that I probably missed the test.
No, but that's it. That's the essence, because I mean the test is online. You need to inform them that, okay, since you are not informed and they come in, you need to give information of your whereabouts. That is your whereabouts, your movement, so that they can track you, because they can come when you are drinking with your friends, and they can come when you are morning. Doesn't matter. Just give them the information. They can come when you are training. It doesn't matter. So why did Tobi Amusan, knowing that this is the status, this is as a professional? I mean, she's not the first person who have been tested, and there's nothing wrong in testing if you are a clean athlete. So I ask again: is Tobi Amusan not telling Nigerians something?
Well, I just as I said, it's a presumption of innocence. You know, you are not proven guilty until. I mean, you are not guilty until you're proven guilty per se. So it's left for her now to bring out the compelling evidence to the trial of facts. You know, to prove that.
What evidence is she going to say? That I traveled to for Diamond League, or I moved from one country to another in preparation for Diamond League in the last 12 months, and that she's not there. As it stands now, she has been suspended for 2 years, subject to her appeal, and that's what we are wondering. What will she be appealing? That in 12 months, she was not unable to attend to one of the tests from the Athletics Integrity Unit.
Yeah, because she has to appeal, because just as I said, this test is an emergency test. In fact, you coming to conduct the tests on a particular athlete, the athlete is not even aware that you're coming.
But I mean, she's not the first. She's not the first person. I mean, Nigerians she's not the first person, and that I'm thinking that. But can athletes intentionally miss the test? It's like an exam. I need to be on this show now. It's a sports show. I missed it for the first time, the second time. I mean, are you not aware? For her to be informed that you have missed it for 3 times, are you also sure that she's not also aware that she has missed it? You have not also informed her that she has missed it once, twice.
Well, we don't know the intricacies surrounded by this at this point in time, but from the information we gathered, it's an emergency test. So anything that has to do with emergency, the other party is not always aware.
No, but if you look at it, like if you say it's an emergency test, it's more like saying
impromptu.
Of course, that's the nature of the test. It's not like anybody has ever gotten the test or be conducted based on this thing. It's always an emergency test. It's about the integrity of the athlete to show they can test you anytime unannounced, just to prove that you are not involved. You know, you are not taking anything that will give you undue advantage on the track. So you can call it emergency, but it's an integrity test which has been conducted over time just to avoid doping issues.
Yeah, no group is perfect. You know, no organization is also perfect. Every organization has its own flaws. In fact, even in the world governing body FIFA, we also saw some of their flaws at some point. You know, being exposed. You know, the likes of Haman and Sepp Blatter and the rest of them, Michel Platina. So the point is, conducting an integrity test is good for the fairness of every athlete competing in any competition. You know, but you should be able to at least at some point give notification. I believe if Tobi Amusan has been notified that she has missed the first test, I mean, she would have taken hold to that okay, I should not miss the second one, or I should be well prepared for the second one. But this one, you came to conduct a test, and maybe she told you she's in Nigeria at a particular place, maybe in Lagos, and you came to Lagos at that point, and probably you didn't see her, and you assumed that she's hiding something, or she's dodging from coming to conduct her test. So I think there needs to be a balance, you know. So they should come up with better notification criteria, so that athletes will be informed that yes, even if you're conducting an emergency test, fine, but when you come to a particular location, give a hint that I'm there, I'm looking for you. I believe if they do so, some of these athletes will be aware, and these issues won't be coming out at this point in time.
Well, I mean, a lot of persons would think that she is in the news for maybe not the good reason, but a lot of persons in the conspiracy theory would think that because she's a Nigerian, they just want to undo her. But let's get to see in the coming days what becomes of her. As it stands now, she's been provisionally suspended for 2 years, subject to an appeal. A tribunal will be set up for her to go and appeal. And if she can prove beyond reasonable doubt that those tests she missed are not intentional, then possibly she can be in this year's World Athletics Championship in Budapest, Hungary. Anything less than that, she is in for a big problem. Of course, 2 years suspension already hovering around her. But let's see how this will play out. But I will just wish her well and hope that Tobi Amusan, the first Nigerian to become a world record holder in athletics, is not in any form of trouble. But away from that, now let's talk about the FIFA Women's World Cup. It's ongoing, and of course, I tell you for sure that we have seen the first 2 games, and it ended, good for the host nations. For New Zealand, they defeated Norway, and then we saw Australia also did the same thing against the Republic of Ireland. 1-0 ended. So the host, since they co-hosted the World Cup in New Zealand and in Australia, the hosts have done the needful by showing the people that yes, we're truly ready. They've won the first match, and then for Nigeria, Australia is in the group of Nigeria, and the Super Falcons will be playing tomorrow against Canada, the Olympic champion. What does the preparation tell us, and what does this victory implies for the Super Falcons?
Well, we all know how the preparation has been for Nigeria. You know, we saw a lot of crises happening at some point, and at some point also we also saw the coach saying that the team are back in shape, are back in track. So let's just hope that we're able to get a result. But Australia has won their first game, and you know what that means. Being that they've won that first match, you know, when you win your first match, it takes a lot of pressure from you. But when you lose your first game, it becomes a big issue for you going forward in the group stage. So I think that this first game against Canada is going to be a very crucial game for us. If we lose against Canada, then the chances of us qualifying past the group stage will be a tough task for us.
Of course, if we lose against Canada, we're still looking at the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Of course, we hear some stuff from the camp of the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And of course, that seems to be our talking point. Because for Super Falcons of Nigeria, it looks like some of the players will not be part of the game tomorrow. Because both 2 players were sent off from that particular one. Ajibade will not be part of that particular one. And then we also know that Rashida Ajibade will not be part of that one. And Halimatu Ayinde, she will not be, because they've been declared suspended, you know, for this one. These are 2 key players that should have started for the Nigerian side. What do you make of their absence?
Well, when a player is not available, the other player fills in the boot at that particular time. So the squad is an in-depth squad. So I expect whoever is coming to play to also play as good as them also.
Of course, we expect them to be as good as them. Let's see how far it all pans out. Away from that, now let's move to club football in Europe, and it's about the pre-season tournaments, pre-season games, and the transfer season, where players, club, coaches, you know, trying to go into the market to see which player to sign and how to beef up their squad for next season. Was that with Manchester United? Yesterday they played against Lyon. They got the needed victory. And that question of does the preparation for during pre-season, you know, matters when you get to the main season proper?
Yes, of course. Poor preparation prevents a poor performance. You know, a team that has been doing so well in the preseason can carry that preseason form into the league, and you know what that means. If you carry that preseason form into the league, that means you should be contending for the title. So I think Manchester United, they've been doing well. They won against Leeds United. They also won against Lyon, Olympic Lyon. So I think they are moving in the right direction. And if they go with that form, I think they are going to do well in the league come this season.
We're going to a quick break now. When we come back, we're going to track down some of the transfers, popping out in the last 24 hours. Don't go anywhere. This is Atlantic Television Network, and it's Sports Extraordinary. Don't go anywhere. It's still Sports Extraordinary, and of course we're coasting home now, but let's take a look at some transfer trackers. Manchester United midfielder Donny van de Beek says he is unclear whether he has a future at the club. The Dutchman, who is just 26-year-old, has struggled to establish himself at Old Trafford since arriving for £35 million in September 2020. He had a loan spell at Everton last year before returning to United, and missed the second half of last season with a serious knee injury. Donny van de Beek, remember him, is part of the Ajax product that cost a wow in the UEFA Champions League of 2019, and since then it's been difficult for him to fitting through with Manchester United.
Yeah, it's been difficult. Some players, it's very difficult for them to break through the ranks. So, but Manchester United midfield right now, this season, you're going to see more of Casemiro. You're going to see more of Bruno Fernandes, and you're also going to see more of Mason Mount. So I think these are players that are very high on the pecking order right now. So I think the best thing for him, if is for him maybe to go for a loan or somewhere else that is very suitable for him to play.
Meanwhile, Manchester City have agreed a £30 million deal for Al Ahly to sign Algerian winger Riyad Mahrez. Now, the 32-year-old has been with the side, finally has won the UEFA Champions League that has leaded them, and maybe he wants to just take a move and is going to Saudi Pro League. I mean, the Saudi guys are not playing at all. They are into serious football business and getting this man. But this man, for me, is still very young. I'm moving from a championship club. Is that what you think he should have wanted it?
Well, he has won it at the top level in Man City. He has won the Champions League. He has won the Premier League. He has won all you think he needs to win. So he can go only
for more money.
Yeah. So I think most of these players going to the Saudi Arabia League at the moment are just going for money. Just as Igalo once stated that people go to Saudi League for money. And that is clearly the fact. But the Saudi League, on the other hand, they are trying to build a very strong link for themselves, to make sure at least in the nearest future that they are at least among the top 5 leagues in the world. So I think they are really doing well for themselves at the moment.
The Asian guys truly not taking anything for granted in their bid, so brand their league to become one of the top leagues in the world. The Liverpool have also agreed a deal in principle worth £12 million plus add-ons to sell midfielder Jordan Henderson to Saudi Arabian club Al Ettifaq. Henderson traveled to Germany with Liverpool for their training camp, but was not involved in their first preseason game against Karlsruhe. For this man, he has played all at 33, nothing more, and he just want to go make the money and enjoy with his family.
Yeah, yeah. Just as we saw what happened last season, immediately the GOAT, we call them the GOAT, the GOAT,
Greatest of all time.
the greatest of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. The moment he moved to that league, we saw what has been happening. You see Firmino move, you see Koulibaly, the likes of name them. They have Benzema, Karim Benzema, and even Mendy, the goalkeeper from Chelsea. So a lot of players have been trooping into that league to make sure that the league itself gets a certain kind of identity. So I think players are moving in at the moment, and it's a good one for the league.
Certainly a good one for the league, and of course, former Manchester City defender Benjamin Mendy has signed for Ligue 1 side Lorraine 5 days after being cleared of rape charges.
Well, for Benjamin Mendy, I think this is a very tough time for him. When you're accused wrongly of a certain crime you did not commit, a crime that is as big as a rape. So I think he has to put some of those things behind him now that he's going to a lower club, and to make sure that he finds his fitness and form. And who knows, he might as well get back to his best form again.
He might as well get back to his best form, and of course, it's time to wrap it up here. But we cannot talk about transfer without taking you through the fact that starting what was his name? This Chelsea player who moved from Arsenal, Aubameyang, might be leaving Chelsea to a new club.
Yeah, to Marseille precisely. He's been everywhere now. The rumors are everywhere that Marseille are looking for his signature. And we know Aubameyang has always been a prolific striker at some point in Arsenal. We saw what happened in Barcelona. He didn't go down well with him. He also came down to Chelsea. And let's just hope that when he goes to Marseille, he finds his foot again.
All right, we'll continue to track down, like I said, as the day progresses. So bring you all the latest gist, confirmed transfers here on Atlantic Television Network. Until we come away again tomorrow, do it to stay locked here. I did the show this evening with Rex Pele. ATN.Temple is my name. We are live on social media platforms. You can do it to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Peace is priceless. ATN.Temple. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.